How buying a car became a luxury. It's no secret that the cost of a new car has ballooned in recent years, with some models now costing more than $100,000. But why has buying a car become such a luxury? According to supply-side economics, when demand for a good or service outstrips supply, prices will go up. And that's exactly what's happened with cars. Thanks to increased global affluence and the spread of urbanization, there are more people who want cars than ever before. But the number of available cars has not kept pace. This imbalance has resulted in skyrocketing prices for new cars and left millions of would-be buyers unable to afford one. Today's video will explore the supply issues with new cars and possible causes of this car shortage, reason for delays. Right now, a global computer chips shortage is causing delays of up to 6 months on the delivery of some new cars. In addition, there's a shortage of nearly new cars because of low sales last year and even more buyers opting for a second-hand model instead of waiting for a new one. Even in normal times though, there are a number of reasons why a new car could be delayed. According to a recent article in The Economist, a global computer chip shortage is causing delays of up to 6 months in the delivery time of some new cars. This shortage is due to a combination of low sales last year and more buyers opting for a second-hand model instead of waiting for a new one. In addition, manufacturers may underestimate the demand for a new model, resulting in overpromising and under-delivering. As a result, those who are in the market for a new car may want to consider all of their options before making a decision. There are a number of factors to consider, such as the length of the delay, the features of the car, and the price. By taking all of these factors into account, buyers can be sure to make the best decision for their needs. Reason for the chip shortage. Auto manufacturers cancelled semiconductor orders early on in the coronavirus pandemic. At the time, this made sense because car sales were plummeting and there was no telling when or if they would rebound. However, once the economy started to improve, it quickly became clear that getting access to those materials would be exceedingly difficult because they were already allocated to consumer electronics by overseas chip suppliers. The situation caused a major bottleneck for auto production and forced manufacturers to scramble to find alternative sources of semiconductor chips. While some companies were able to weather the storm, others weren't so lucky and had to halt production entirely until they could secure the chips they needed. This whole ordeal highlights just how interconnected the global economy is and how reliant we are on other countries for essential supplies. The global pandemic has created a number of problems for the semiconductor industry. One of the most significant is the shortage of chips. The Commerce Department reported that the median inventory for semiconductor chips had fallen to just a 5-day supply, compared to 40 days before the pandemic. This shortage is expected to continue through at least the next 6 months. In response, the US House of Representatives has passed the America Competes Act of 2022. This bill provides $52 billion to subsidize chip manufacturing and research, and $45 billion to help ease supply chain problems. If approved by the Senate, this bill will help to alleviate the chip shortage and ensure that America remains competitive in the global marketplace. Toyota is the latest automaker to be affected by the supply chain disruptions. On February 14th, the company announced that it would cut March car production by up to 200,000 vehicles. This news comes on the heels of similar announcements from Ford and General Motors. The main reason for the production cuts is a shortage of semiconductors, which are used in a variety of electric components. The semiconductor shortage has been caused by a number of factors, including increased demand from the automotive and consumer electronics industries, as well as bad weather and supplier problems. The effects of the shortage are being felt across the globe, with automakers in China, Europe, and South America also reporting production delays. In addition to the semiconductor shortage, Toyota is also dealing with disruptions caused by a Canadian trucker protest and a major earthquake in Japan. While it's unclear how long those disruptions will continue, it's clear that they are having a major impact on the automotive industry. EVs. The automotive industry has been dealt a severe blow in recent months due to a global shortage of semiconductor chips. This has led to the idling of plants and a drastic drop in the availability supply of vehicles, including EVs. According to Cox Automotive, the unsold inventory of vehicles at the end of April was down 40% from last year, totaling just 1.13 million units. This is a significant decrease from the 2.2 million shortfalls in 2020 and highlights the severity of the chip shortage. In addition to the impact on production, the shortage has also caused a sharp rise in prices for new vehicles. As a result, consumers are facing an uphill battle when it comes to finding affordable transportation. The situation is likely to improve in the coming months as chip manufacturers ramp up production, but the automotive industry will continue to feel the effects of this crisis for some time to come. The EV market is still in its infancy, and production volumes are modest compared to the legacy automakers. However, this is expected to change in the near future as electric vehicle startups ramp up production and supply chain constraints ease. For now, EVs are still in short supply and are expected to be so for the foreseeable future. Many of the newest EVs, including the Ford F-150 Lightning, GMC Hummer EV, Rivian R1T and Lucid Air, have backlogs of orders and reservations. Even Tesla, the industry leader in EV sales, said some new orders won't be fulfilled until the summer of next year, depending on the vehicle model. Despite the current shortage, consumer interest in EVs remain high, and demand is expected to continue to outpace supply in the coming years. Consequently, legacy automakers and electric vehicle startups alike are investing heavily in increasing production capacity to meet this growing demand. Increase in price hike of cars. If you're in the market for a new car, you may want to start saving now. According to Kelley Blue Book, new car buyers have been paying over MSRP for well over 6 months. While the figure does not factor in factory rebate deals, it does indicate that new car buyers should expect to pay MSRP or above until conditions improve. The average transaction price of a new car in January 2022 was over $47,000. New vehicle prices were already trending higher due to a shift towards SUVs and expensive trucks, but the chip shortage has only made things worse. While there are still cheap cars you can buy in 2022, there are definitely fewer choices. If you're planning on buying a new car this year, be prepared to pay more than you might have expected. Used car prices have been rising steadily for the past few years, and they hit an all-time high in January of this year. According to Cars.com, the average price of a used car was nearly $26,000 in January 2022, which is a 45% increase from the same time last year. The combination of factors such as low interest rates, limited new car inventory, and increased demand from buyers who are hesitant to purchase a new car during the pandemic has resulted in used cars becoming a hot commodity, and a very expensive one at that. So if you're planning on buying a used car anytime soon, be prepared to pay more than you ever have before. When will the chip shortage end? The semiconductor industry is facing a chip shortage that is unlikely to ease up anytime soon. Analysts predict that inventory levels may not return to pre-pandemic levels until 2023, due to a combination of factors including global supply chain disruptions and soaring demand. Many chip suppliers are located abroad, and it hasn't been easy for the US to build more semiconductors domestically. While there are efforts by the government to get this to happen, it will take time. In the meantime, companies that rely on chips for their products are feeling the pinch. Some are being forced to ration their supplies, while others are paying premium prices on the open market. The chip shortage is just one of many challenges that the semiconductor industry is currently facing. But with governments and companies working together, there is hope that the situation will improve in the years to come. That's all there is for today. Leave us a comment on your thoughts on the current car market. Would you rather buy a used car or wait for a new one? Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the video. Click the notification bell to never miss out on future ones, and stay tuned until the next one. See you soon.